Welcome to the Franciscan Monastery. I'm Father Larry, the guardian here of the Franciscan Monastery here in the Holy Land, and situated in Washington, D.C. We are coming to the most important time in the Church's liturgical year. We are completing the season of Lent and preparing to begin the sacred Triduum, or the Easter Triduum, or Paschal Triduum, the special 3 days. So Lent officially ends the evening of Holy Thursday, thus beginning the sacred Triduum. Lent has been preparing us for 40 days to come to these 3 days with mind and hearts renewed, with repentance and forgiveness and love, with this invitation now to enter in these great days. This is what we have been preparing for 40 days. And now come the special Triduum. It's actually not 3 celebrations. It's actually a single celebration of the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus. A single celebration that overlaps 3 full days. And so we look at these days individually here, but we remember that they are part of that single saving, salvific event of Jesus, his passion, his death, and his resurrection. The Triduum begins with Holy Thursday, of course, the great Mass of the Last Supper on Holy Thursday night. And it has so many unique rituals in it that speak to us of the institution of the Eucharist, the institution of the ordained priesthood. It also has one of the most dramatic rituals throughout the Church, that is the washing of feet. Holy Thursday and its events then move into the great drama of the passion and death of Jesus. We don't come to Good Friday as mourners to a funeral. We don't see Jesus's passion and death as the end. It's why we call it Good Friday, because we are still people of faith. We are still resurrection people. We know where the cross leads, but we look upon the cross not as that horrible instrument of torture, but as the noble tree, the tree of life, the sacrifice that brought us hope and life and will bring us resurrection too. This service then leads us into a period of anxious waiting for where this is all leading, waiting for God's hand to truly show itself in the life of his Son and especially in our lives. We are awaiting God's transforming grace and love, the power of that love, who then the next night on Holy Saturday, as we gather in darkness, the darkness of doubt and despair, and the light is lit, the light of Christ, the light that overcomes the darkness, the light that is brought into this church, around which we gather like a campfire to tell our stories, to tell the stories of how God has kept entering our lives, entering the lives of his people throughout all of history, and now, in a way absolutely inconceivable, enters into our lives with his own Son. As dawn breaks forth, Jesus is among us. Jesus is raised by that power of love, by the power of his Father's grace, and he is raised to forever be with us. And his resurrection lets us know that we too will rise with him. And so that new life, celebrated in the blessing of the Easter water, celebrated in new Christians coming to baptism, coming to new life, to be baptized in the Easter waters, is a sign that lifts us up, that lets us know for eternity that we are loved, that our God would go to such lengths to love us, and who will not leave us, but will lift us up. We are transformed. This is a transforming 3 days. It is a completely renewing 3 days. Our lives cannot be the same after these 3 days. Once we enter into this sacred Triduum, these sacred 3 days of Easter, we are different. We invite you here to the monastery to celebrate these 3 days in any way that you can. We invite you to come to be transformed with us, to be renewed with us, and to share again in the wondrous life that our God brings to us in the sacred Easter Triduum. God bless you and happy Easter.